In a world of remakes and remasters,
Are we playing for
what was once sacred and cool has now soured and become lame.
Red?
Gone are the days of Paz and Cowabunga. Now is the reign of slurp juice and dabs. Kids these days don't even know how bad they've got it. Now it's up to the best generation to rise to the occasion and make a show that dares to go where a lot of other nerdy shows have already gone quite a bit. That's right. They're going to talk about it a lot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is Best Gen, where nerds complain about nerdy things, and it's called Best Gen because all of us on the panel are más o menos from the same generation, except for the one that we just kicked out of the show. And más o menos is Spanish for more or less. You know, we're pretty forgiving with our definitions of generation, with our generational definitions, which is the whole point. We don't really think we're better than you, but our movies certainly were, and that's why it is the best gen. So strap on in and prepare to wax nostalgic as we reminisce upon the days of yore while simultaneously complaining about the utter filth that Hollywood keeps pumping out of its sledge pipes on a daily basis. We have got a horrible show for you today. And not to jinx it out of the gate, it needs to be a short show too, because apparently David's wife is complaining. Yuck. I changed days just for David. We're streaming on Saturday.
You didn't change for Jesus?
We're streaming on Saturday for the first time since season 1 of The Wheel of Time. The show started on Saturday, and then we switched to Sundays. We'll have to see if the performance is better, you know, because the original reason why we did Sundays instead of Saturdays was to be able to be more consistent. So we wouldn't have to switch it around all the time, because I did improv then, and I would frequently have to do shows on Saturdays, but that's not a problem anymore, baby. I think I still like the Sunday time slot because, I mean, you know, people do things on the weekends, right? If we go camping.
Yep.
Because like we're typically always home on Sunday because we go to church, and so it's not a problem streaming after that.
Generally,
I do like Saturday though. Feels nice to on Saturday.
Anyway, we got some wonderful people in the chat.
Yeah.
Mark Clark is already hedging his bets with his pre-comment. Just casting Sydney Sweeney in a blanket role of whatever we happen to be talking about. It's a bold strategy. We'll see if it pays off, Mr. Cotton. Never change. Yeah, that's David. I'll have to bring that one up. And you will never know. You will never know which one it is unless you look up my tax records, which I'm pretty sure
I already
are
told him in
public.
the chat. Sorry.
So, you did? No, you didn't. I don't see it.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No,
you
it's
did.
still there.
You
It's
did.
still there.
You did.
It's not the last one.
Well, now you've narrowed it down.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry. People are talking about Gadfly, but I don't see him in the chat. It was censored.
He says, "Howdy,
Where
folks."
is it? He's not popping up in my streaming
He's
app, but I see
started
him on YouTube.
right
I see him
before-
on YouTube. Gadfly,
It's
how does
both
it go?
places, bro.
I am not
Right before
seeing
your
it.
welcome friends.
It's not there. It's literally not there on my screen.
I'm seeing it.
I
in
promise
both
you.
chats.
I'm seeing it on
That's
YouTube,
weird.
but I can't pull it up. Hi, Gadfly. That's the point. Yes. Oh, yes. Here we go again. I'm actually feeling pretty good though. I already did a live reaction, which you should have watched because it was horrible. So like I've got most of my stuff out, but stop it.
My
he's
bad.
doing
Yeah, I'm
it.
having some real issues with that here.
What is going on with Charles?
Goodness, you got a bad
You
connection.
think a full-grown adult would be able to handle a
Yeah.
camera?
Yeah.
I just switched to my phone because my laptop.
Oh, Mark
was not
wants us to
working.
stream on Monday nights. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about Monday nights. We're supposed to be having a family home evening with our families on Mondays because we're Mormons. Hello there. Yes, we got a lot of people here. Wow. I can see this chat. Your first one is just missing. I can see it on YouTube. I can't pull it up. Anyway, hello, Dark Wolf. We've got to talk about the season finale, The Wheel of Time. Again, like my live reaction is probably more heated than this is going to be, except that like there's so much wrong with the show that like in the moment you can't pick up on everything. And then you watch, and then you look on Twitter and people are pointing out like, hey, this is even more problematic than you even thought it was at first. You're like, oh wait, no, that causes even more problems.
Yeah.
It's it's dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
I
So
haven't
there's
even
that.
seen it yet, but
There's that.
Okay.
There's the season premiere of The Last of Us 2. Oh boy. And we weren't going to cover Doctor Who because it airs today, and Charles was like, I'm going to watch it anyway. And
it was so bad.
I
It was
didn't. None of
so
us did.
bad.
None of us did.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Choice.
Did you know RuPaul? You can stop right there. No, I didn't. I don't care. Dried Queen Mumbo Jumbo. Is in the wheel. It's not RuPaul though. It's not RuPaul, right? The it's Ma'am Sadai.
It's a
Excuse me. It is ma'am. I am channeling a Sidar. Sidine. No, yeah, women do Sidine, right? Shoot.
I don't remember.
I always get it mixed up because Saladar makes me think Sidar, and I think I'm wrong. Sidine. Sidar. I'm going to look like a hack. Sidar is... Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, women do Sidar. Okay. Yeah, I was right. Okay. I just second guessed myself for a second. Sidar and Sally. That's how you remember that it is, because Salidar and Sidar. That's the women. Sidine is the man. Got it. Yeah.
Saladar.
Like, I know this stuff, but then you say it and you're like, oh, shoot. Oh, no. I think I'm an idiot now. Sidine.
I do that with half of the names of the Forsaken.
Ignoring that it's supposed to be an adaptation, Rings of Power or Wheel of Prime. Wheel of Prime's. Well, because book readers like to call it WAP. Oh, right. It would be Rings of Power is an R, not ring. Wheel of Prime. His writing is so bad. Yeah, because it causes problems in and of itself. This isn't any spoilers for Charles, because there's literally only one scene from the episode that's kind of adapted from the book, and it's 45 minutes into the episode you finally get one scene where you're like, okay, that happened in the book.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you should say probably two moments in the scene.
The fact that it's debated, though. You're debating how many scenes.
Yeah.
are
I'm talking
adapted.
about Al-Qadar. What are you talking about? What's the other scene?
Well, I didn't think they would do the elfin.
Okay, if you're claiming that is book accurate, go
Well,
screw yourself.
no, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right. I can't handle David right now. I was just being sarcastic. How can that's the person me in the show? So
That's the problem is it's believable.
The problem is they have. Yeah.
What was your second scene?
That's good. The other one was his proclamation of the being Karakarn and the.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That was the one scene.
Right.
What's the other one?
I would.
You said there were two.
I said that there's another one. I didn't think they were going to do it, and then they crammed it in here for some reason. It wasn't book accurate, but I'm surprised that they did it at all.
You're surprised they were included at all? Once you saw the outfit, how could you possibly be surprised that they included it, man?
Right.
No, I will say, it completely contradicts itself because the episode starts with he finds out, right? Or it doesn't start off with that. He rejects Lanfear because she's been manipulating him.
Mm-hmm. And
then he accepts Moraine because she's been using Lanfear to manipulate him.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it literally makes no sense.
Yep.
They were working together.
And right after that, they play it up as some emotional speech like, hey, you've always been there for me. Even if you've been the one holding the knife at my neck, you've been there for me. But right after he says, hey, you've been working with the
I thought they were going to kiss. I thought they were going to kiss in that scene.
I wouldn't put it past
he literally says, you're
like,
the only one who's ever cared about
show.
me. I thought they were going to make out. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
But his whole reason.
The sexual tension between all the characters in the show, like every single scene, there's like this weird sexual tension. It is so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to that point, like if you just take the scene with him and Moraine, it's retarded, but it's worse because he just had the same scene with Lanfear. Mm-hmm. And Lanfear was the one being used by Moraine. Like, it's not like they had two different plans. They were planning together. It was the same plan.
And then the whole conversation doesn't make sense, though, because he confronts Moraine and says, hey, was that you that was working with Lanfear to try and scare us?
Yeah.
And then immediately he turns face and is like, oh, you've always just been there to help and protect us. I'm like, what are you talking about?
So Moraine is responsible for the little girl dying.
Yeah.
She sent Lanfear to do that. But yeah, you're right. Like, it's not take away the whole I hate that this is a bad adaptation. It's not a good show with its internal it's not even internally consistent, which is sad.
Well,
it's pathetic.
Yeah, and there's several moments in this episode alone where it like holds off information for some unknown reason, only to subvert that expectation later in the exact episode. It's so weird. Like, for example, a little thing when they're deposing Swan Sanche, right? Or no, sorry, it's in the prequel where they're voting Swan Sanche initially. like 3 people vote for her, or 4 people vote for her, and everybody else is silent. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, since those are the only people that voted for Swan Sanche, how many people voted for? And then everybody else votes for Swan Sanche. I'm like, what the freaking? What was the point of all that?
Well, you don't realize
other than manufactured tension.
That moment was book accurate because later in the books there is a scene where someone is being voted on to become Amerlin, and she only gets a few votes the first time, and they have to do several rounds. But it's because they're posturing to get stuff out of her. You know, it's like, hey, we're not going to vote for you unless you. It's exactly what our government does when they're electing a speaker for the House. You know, they're like, oh no, we're not going to vote for him unless he's gonna give us the things that we want, right?
Right, but they didn't.
It's literally that scene. So she only gets a few votes the first time, and then she gets more the second time, and then by the third time, and if it's rejected a third time, then it's over. And so it's like, oh, it's tension, and then she gets enough votes the third time around, and so I think like giving them like the best benefit of the doubt. Like I think that's what they were trying to do in that scene. Like, oh, she didn't get except that it's retarded and it's not explained. And in the context of the show, it's bad. Like you're like, they were just being quiet. And they waited until someone said, okay, any votes for the other person? And then they all stand up and say, yes, we vote for the first person. We just waited. We just didn't want to say it at first, which
it's so stupid.
It's dumb. It's really dumb. And also, you don't vote for two people at the same time. You present one person to the hall, and that is voted on. And if it fails 3 times, then you can present another person to the hall. Okay, it's not like a presidential election. It's a confirmation. Okay, screw the show. $1.99 for Mark Clark. Yes,
nice.
I assume what I was saying is correct, and if that's not the case, I'm going to take credit for it anyway. Thank you so much for the $1.99.
Well, that's why you're absolutely right. That's the other thing that I wrote down too. That was absolute waste of screen time is the whole Samael thing. They have him captured, and Moraine was like, "Okay, you were going to teach Rand how to channel," and I thought, okay, maybe they're having Samael feel the role of was it Asmodean? Who's the other one that was that taught Rand for a little bit undercover that nobody else was supposed to know about, but Moraine is telling him to do that. But
she's the one who comes up with the plan.
Yeah, she comes up with the plan, which she would never do in real life, and then it was all for nothing. No. Your tongue is blue, dude.
I ate a airhead.
It's all for nothing because Mogideon just comes and kills him with spiderweb blood or something weird, dude. It's like, what was the purpose of all that?
Yeah, they replaced Asmodean. They replaced Asmodean with Samael, and then killed him off in the same scene. So you're like, okay, so why did you replace him to begin with?
Exactly.
It's really, really dumb. But it's great. I don't count the deposition of Suan Sanche because even if you stretch your imagination to the fullest, it was not book accurate.
Yeah.
Because in the books it happens for a reason, and that reason is also disposed of in this episode. So I don't count it at all. Let's see. Thank you for working with me, Lanfear. Thank you for working with Lanfear to have me, the people in Chiron, my friends, killed. Yes.
Yeah.
Several times.
No sense. And then another thing that was weird too is that they start the episode off baiting Lanfear to come attack them or something, and then she doesn't attack them, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess she's just biding her time or something."
No. Their plan was for her to sneak up and basically one-shot Moraine, and then have Moraine fight back. That was their plan. It's really dumb.
I don't understand.
But anyway, before we get too far into the weeds, the Samael thing was beyond stupid.
Yeah.
Literal waste of 3 minutes of screen time or so. Mark Clark has been a member for 30 months. That's crazy. I don't know when the color changes. Hold on. My kid is screaming at me from like 2 stories up because there's like 3 layers of doors that are closed.
So, Elfin are cool.
Elfin?
Right?
Yeah.
They're like the best thing that's ever been introduced to this show.
Here's the problem. Charles hasn't seen the episode because he's...
Oh, yeah.
But...
You
haven't gotten to that part. You read book 1, right?
I just finished book 1. I'm starting book 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
It's pretty good.
I barely have anything to say about The Last of Us other than it was just garbage.
Okay? Are we pivoting to The Last of Us and then coming back to...
I would just say it's what I think Charles should give us his report on how bad Doctor Who was, and then we can move on.
Go ahead. All right.
I mean, I took notes, but I think it's stuff you guys have all said before.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to pivot to that.
Well, I have no idea what the episode was about. So just a thumbs up or thumbs down. You're Julius Caesar.
Doctor Who?
You're
I took notes on both.
You're Julius Caesar. Okay, Doctor Who is fighting for its life to get. It's already canceled. Spoilers alert! It's already canceled. Okay, but it's like, hey, give us a third season where we can be even more woke. And you're here, and you're saying, life or death. Does this show justify its existence? Oh, you did it wrong, Charles.
Oh, it is so bad.
That means life.
This means life?
Yes.
What? No, it means kill him.
No, you guys are both wrong. The gladiator is asking permission to kill. So thumbs up. They did it wrong in the movie Gladiator. So thumbs up
that's what
means
I'm basing it off of. Okay.
Go ahead, chop his head off because that's what the audience wants. Thumbs down means spare his life. It's confusing,
I get it.
but like in context, you're like, oh no, wait, that makes total sense. You're not gonna you want
Totally.
a positive emotion associated with the thing that you want.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
I
yeah,
would
no,
forgive,
that's really bad.
I would forgive the eelfin if everything else was pretty good. That is, I don't know if I could,
I think the look of the face wasn't bad.
Here's an analogy, right? Like
it was absolutely
right,
atrocious.
like if my wife
crap.
is perfect in every way, okay, and she provides for me, she cooks me, she cooks dinner, she takes care of her kids, she gives me beautiful kids, but she looks like that. I don't know. I don't know.
Hold on. I have to look this up.
She could be a 10.
Eel.
That's a good one of those dilemmas. She's a 10, but she looks like the eelfin. I'll pull it up for you, bud.
I mean, it looks kind of cool for a fantasy race. I don't know what they're supposed to look like.
Are you seeing?
I wouldn't want to be one.
The picture from the show?
I think so. It's disturbing. I wouldn't want to be one.
No.
But it's a fantasy. I don't know what the context. I don't know what an eelfin is. I don't know if they're supposed to be like another race of humans that are just.
They're supposed to be kind of like fox cat humanoids.
You're seeing this guy?
Yeah.
Like Khajiits or something, or
that's what I imagine in my mind is a Khajiit.
You seeing these guys with the guy with reverse heels?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the outfit is absolutely ridiculous. I didn't hate the face, but yeah, the rest of it was pretty bad.
I was looking at the face,
and they tried. So his clothing is supposed to be made out of human skin, and everyone's reaction was that looks horrible, doesn't look like it at all. And then after the episode, they tried to come back and say like, no, it's really book accurate. Look at all the pictures. Look, they have noses sewn into it, and you can see some mouths. Like this is a mouth and a nose right here, upside down.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, and you're like, no, it's really book accurate, except that it doesn't look like skin.
Yeah.
It looks like white BDSM leather.
I didn't even pick up those for noses in the
No,
episode.
neither did we, because it didn't look
terrible.
like it could possibly be made from skin.
Yeah.
Mark, like
knowing being told that it's made from skin, you can tell, but
I think you're going through the wrong microphone, by the way, Charles.
Me?
But yeah,
I'm on my phone, so I'm just using my Bluetooth earbuds.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Should watch. Was this Doctor Who? What are we talking about?
We were almost talking about Doctor Who.
I know we got sidetracked again.
Forgive the eelfin. Okay. Should watch. Charles is going to watch the show eventually. He just wasn't doing it because he didn't want to spoil. He's only read book 1, but like you can literally watch the show and nothing will be spoiled for you.
I watched the first season without having read the books.
Yeah,
I've
read the first 6 books, and now I'm going back. I finally finished the last Dungeon Crawler Carl book, and so I've decided that I'm going to go back and reread Wheel of Time, and I'm starting from book 1 again.
Absolutely. So. Reread has been fantastic. I just got to a point in Crown of Swords that like it like blew my mind of like, oh, I remember this happening, and I didn't understand that it was lying to me
significant
about something that happens later, and you're like, that's brilliant. That's really, really good.
Well, you're absolutely right too, that there's things even in book 1 I'm rereading and like, his dad Tam Althor was using a spear as a walking stick, and it's just like a throwaway line. You're like, huh?
Because
Okay.
he's the greatest spearman to ever exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers, but yeah.
Nah, it's not a spoiler, but
I assumed he's a great
That's
warrior.
a
That's
minor
much
thing.
as obvious
So
already.
yeah, there's tons of stuff in there peppered in that I
okay.
didn't
Yeah,
realize.
I get you. Sure. If they had like one bad design, I still hate it. They're clearly from a drag show. No. So in my comments, someone said, "Are you guys idiots? Those shoes are cool. They were used before in Star Trek Discovery." And I was like,
Case in
okay,
point.
that doesn't like, I hate both of those shows,
Yeah.
right? Like, great. It's in Two Bad Things.
Also,
You changed my mind.
Also, they're reusing set or costumes from another show.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's cool.
No, dude,
Don't
they've
reuse
been
costumes.
reusing a whole bunch. There's
Yeah.
lots of props that we've picked out. They're like, hey, that's from something else. Yeah. Did Rafe change his avatar on X or something like that? I don't know. Let's see. Anyway,
But yeah, this whole scene. Oh yeah, sorry. We're getting into Wheel of Time again. I really want to talk
That's
about
the problem.
this. But go ahead.
that's the problem. We just
Doctor
have to
Who,
kick.
go.
We just have to be able to kick Charles out before we can talk about Wheel of Time because he's
Okay.
not doing his homework.
I could come back.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
No, it's okay. Because all I have to say is about The Last of Us. It's really short. I don't want to talk about The Last of Us because I'm probably gonna have to go talk about it with The Underground. Yeah. Their YouTube channel. I hated it. Here's the thing. It looks absolutely phenomenal. The special effects, the set, like this show looks incredible. And it's crazy that they tanked so much money into a show that was ruined with literally one casting choice.
Yeah. Honestly, like,
And also I know the bad writing, like the dialogue in this show, in this episode was horrendous. But like this could have been a really, really good show. And yet the whole
Absolutely.
time you're looking at Bella Ramsey, right? Bella Ramsey or Ella? No, because Ella's her. It's Bella Ramsey. She is a horrible actress.
Yeah.
She has one
I do not
emotion.
like her
She has one emotion, and it's not an emotion. It's horrible, and they somehow made her more insufferable than she was in season 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, this episode had zero subtlety. The best part of the episode is Joel talking with her girlfriend, because like it was like, oh, like I wish that she was playing Ellie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
she would be
100%.
great.
That's exactly
Because
my
like
thought.
they've had 5 seconds of screen time talking together, and they have better chemistry than him and Bella Ramsey.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Like I would even like I also dislike Joel. Yeah, I what's his real name? Pedro Pascal. I dislike him as a person, and it's weird that he's in everything. I don't think he's a great Joel, but like it would still be passable.
Yeah.
If Ellie was
He's a
cast
passable.
well. If Ellie
He's
was
a
cast
passable
well,
Joel.
Right. I think
I wouldn't like it, but I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
I think he's
literally
fine.
just Ellie's casting. It's
At
the
least he's
worst.
a better actor, though. I don't like him as
Yeah.
a person, but he's a decent actor. And I think he fulfills the role of Joel fine.
I don't think he has
But
enough like physical presence to play Joel, but
maybe.
his
I think
acting's
you're right
fine.
about that.
His acting's fine. He's a good actor.
But yeah,
Mark Clark,
you're
$1.99
absolutely right,
every
though.
Disney Plus show. You want me to watch every Disney Plus show? What? Oh, is he doing that thing where he separates his comments?
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
like
Yes, should watch every Disney Plus show. Oh, because he's trying to get the goal. The goal is if we get 5 super chats, I have to finish watching Daredevil. Didn't do it. I'm 2 episodes behind. It's dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't finish season 1. I'm not watching season 2. Checking out movies and TV and just watching streams like yours is the best choice I made. Yeah. No, like I literally would not be watching The Last of Us if it weren't
I
for
did
this.
that with the Acolyte. Spoilers. I talked about the Acolyte on the show, but I did not watch the Acolyte. I just watched other people reacting to the Acolyte and doing a breakdown.
Yeah.
That's why I made Charles what I do have to share. Charles, I was waiting for your text all week long. All week. I was waiting. When's Charles gonna be pissed? When is he gonna text me? Because Charles asked, "Do I need to watch season 1 last week?" And I said, "No. Since you've played the game, all you have to do is watch episode 3."
Oh my goodness! I was not expecting that.
It's a joke, but also it's true though, because that's the episode that's not in the game, right? Okay, look, so I was truthful,
that's true.
but also malignant. You know, I fully admit that it was out of malice, and I wanted Charles to suffer. And
it was so bad. Literally, Ron Swanson's one of my favorite characters in all of media, and I did not appreciate seeing him having gay sex. It was
why am I
horrible.
watching Ron Swanson have gay sex? And then apparently Doctor Who was super gay too, and this season finale was incredibly gay.
It was literally everything I watched was gay today.
The episode 3 is the Nick Offerman episode that has nothing to do with the rest of the show. It's a flashback about a gay romance.
What was hilarious though is he said it was the gay episode, and in my mind I was thinking, oh, it's the flashback episode.
It's the other flashback. Both flashback episodes.
With Ellie and what's her bucket, her friend, that was in a DLC, right? That they retroactively made her gay.
Both episodes.
So I was like, oh yeah, it was the gay episode. Yeah, the flashback episode, right? Yeah, and we're both thinking about different gay flashback episodes.
Oh my goodness.
Stupid.
Yeah. Mark Locke, thanks for the 199 in episode 3, and Nick Demoted, not Nick Domadred. $2 for Daredevil is on the calendar. Well, yeah, because I'm a man of my word, so now I do have to finish watching Daredevil. But Daredevil was one of the one shows that wasn't on our calendar because they kind of announced it out of nowhere. I thought it was coming later in the year, so I only put the first episode up because the calendar was already full with other shows.
Yep. Still on the.
But I'm also the only one that
screenshot.
watched most of it. Okay. I'll watch the last 2 episodes. I already know the spoilers. Like I don't care about the plot, so you can like ask me questions. It's stupid, but
I might watch it, I guess. And since I'm not watching most of the shows that we talk about, I don't think I'm gonna go back and watch the old episodes.
It's way better than this stuff. It's the best thing that Marvel has done since Infinity War. It's still not good.
It's not hard to beat Ron Swanson having gay sex.
Don't bring up Top Gun Maverick. You promised that you were going to watch it. We had a deal, and you were like texting on your phone the whole time. I know you said, "Oh, technically I watched it," but it was like muted or something. Nick Demoted. Yeah. Do what you want, man. Hey, you do you.
Change it to Demandred, and then you're going to be saying it wrong again.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did have a couple notes on Last of Us season 2, I guess. I have a lot of notes, but the only ones I'll mention since we're trying to go quickly is, first off, she's supposed to be older. She's supposed to be an adult, but she has resting baby face, and it is so disturbing. I feel like a pedophile watching them. Can I say that on stream? I don't know. I feel gross watching them kiss each other.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. But because they look like children, and I'm watching them kiss each other, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And secondly, because I
That's getting
just find
taken-
gay
that's-
content gross.
Definitely getting taken out of context. Charles, Charles, quote, I feel like a pedophile Bentley. So,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's one thing I noted down too. Is they said she's supposed to be 19 now, and it's 5 years ago since the last season, and then the flashback episode happened years before that. So she was what, like 11 or 12 when she had that gay romance with her other friend that died in the mall. It's like,
I never watched that one.
freaking crap.
But
that's sick.
Yeah,
these guys are pushing
that
this
one.
crap.
That one is in the game. It's in the DLC for game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's in the game. But,
I know, but
to point David's point, it's creepy to be pushing this romance, this gay romance between children, which I guess child romance is in all kinds of media. They do that,
Right, but
And
it's
if you-
usually not sexualized. So,
right.
Yeah.
And then this episode just felt weird because it was incredibly sexualized, and it just
yeah. And then
Is the fight?
the only other thing I have to say about the episode, other than it was really bad acting and like incredibly on the nose, hey, we're addressing bigotry and stuff. Look. In the event of an apocalypse, okay, in a post-apocalyptic setting, I don't think that you have the luxury of being gay. Like, you kind of just have to make other choices, right? Like, it's
I see where you're going. Yeah,
it's a luxury, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't really afford to do that.
I agree, but it's it's,
Just saying. Now,
I agree.
now we got to talk about jiu-jitsu because I roll. Okay, I know Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I've competed professionally. I got second place in a big tournament, and the only reason I lost is because the other dude was literally on steroids. Okay, I've gotten like fourth place in a couple other tourneys. Okay, haven't done it in a while. I'm a little bit rusty. Okay, but this scene is horrendous.
Yeah, it was
This
pretty
is
hilarious.
awful, and I've
This is
always
the opening scene, isn't it?
and it sucks.
No, the opening scene follows Abby.
This is the first like important scene.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. This is the first.
I will say
First real scene.
Yeah.
it sucks so much because for years I've been saying we need more jiu-jitsu in movies.
Yeah.
It
It's
finally heard
really
you.
cool. It's really practical, and there's so many times where I'm like, if you just like did this, like your life would be easier, And I hate that it's not represented enough, and so this pisses me off more because finally I get representation, and it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, yep. Representation isn't enough. You need good representation.
Exactly.
My favorite bit is
it's
the
a
part
metaphor.
where-
It's a metaphor for what I've been saying about other types of representation. Okay.
My
Exactly.
favorite bit is the part where she gets her legs around his neck and is choking him out when clearly his jugular is visible and not obstructed at all. And he's
Are you talking
like,
about her submission? The way
No,
she
before
submits
that.
him?
Before he,
Okay.
right before she throws him on the ground.
Okay. So she goes for his leg. Here's the thing. And this is the same thing I tell every female who comes in and tries to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Fantastic. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with learning this skill. It can only help you. Do not rely on it to save your life, because any type of fighting, jiu-jitsu, karate, taekwondo, Muay Thai, boxing, they are not equalizers.
Yeah.
Okay. And this isn't a fantasy world where you can just, become the sitter for the hall of the White Tower by checking a different box on your form, right? Technique and skill can only compensate for so much. You could be exactly. I'm bearing the lead, but Nick Demoted has already found the answer.
Yep.
The only equalizer is a firearm, and it truly is. Even back in the day, before firearms existed, a sword is actually a pretty good equalizer.
And any weapon, but definitely
you
the
don't
most
need
efficient.
brute strength to be good with a sword. It actually, empowered lots of women. Not that they wanted to go out and fight a lot, but women can do a whole lot more with swords than they can with any kind of fighting technique. Okay, swords were great equalizers, not quite equal. A gun, 100% an equalizer.
Yep.
If you know how to use a gun, and you're going up against someone else who knows how to use a gun, it literally doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter what size you are. It doesn't matter what age you are. You are equal.
Wow. A bigger
If your training is equal, if your training level is equal, you are on an equal footing. Okay.
Yeah, no,
obviously not taking into consideration terrain. Okay. Positioning.
100%.
Whatever. I have the high ground. Oh no. It wasn't technically equal, okay? But I'm just saying, learning how to fight is a good skill. It is not an equalizer. The best thing you can do is run or shoot them.
Yeah.
Because this scene is literally impossible. This does not happen. It can never happen. This scene is a joke. Okay? I could go up against someone who's been doing jiu-jitsu his entire life. And I've done it for maybe 5 years. Okay? Yeah, 5 years. It was fun. I could, as a very novice person, I could go up against someone who's been doing jiu-jitsu his entire life, is a quadruple black belt, and knows other fighting styles too, not just jiu-jitsu, knows everything else. And if I have 50 pounds on him, I win the fight. Hands down. And I don't even have to do anything. All I have to do is sit on them.
Yeah.
Okay? Technique can only compensate for a little bit. I've literally done this. I've competed against because the last time the last competition I was in was I was a little bit skinnier. Okay, I've gotten a little chubby now because I haven't rolled in a while. Haven't rolled in a bit. But the last competition I was in was unweighted. They picked me to go into the ultimate division. I can't remember what they were calling it. Okay, there was no weight limit, and I was not the biggest guy there. There were also some guys smaller than me, and the fight was really easy. And I sat on them, and then curled my fingers and just choked him out. Just sat on top of him, choked him out. Easiest submission of my life.
Wow.
And they were way better than me. But I had maybe 20 pounds, maybe 50 pounds on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. And then I fought a guy whose arms were the size of tree trunks, and I could do nothing. It was the first time in my life I felt like a girl. I felt the power imbalance. Okay? And there was less of an imbalance there than there was between an average man competing against the average woman. Okay? I'm not saying this to be bigoted, okay? I'm literally saying this because I want to help as many women as possible. Buy a freaking gun. Learn how to use it. That is the best way to stay safe. Okay? And run. Don't try and fight back. Scream and run.
Yep. The only way in this ridiculous scene has any merit is in the end he's like, "Oh, yeah, I pulled my punch," right?
Best thing she can do in this scenario,
the only line.
Curl her hand up and start punching in the taint.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh,
Whatever.
totally. Although, even that though,
trying to get a takedown on him, he's twice her size. Okay, look, the size differential between this dude and Bella Ramsey, it's about 1 to 2, 2 to 1. Okay, he's twice her size. Okay,
yeah.
The size differential between me and my wife is not that big, and I've done this with my wife. I'm like, I've to scare her. I've said, because she's like, oh, I should take some self-defense classes. Like, that's fantastic. I gave her the same speech. Don't rely on that. Here, I'll show you. Try and kill me. And I sat on her. Okay? And the size differential was a lot smaller. I'm not saying my wife's fat, okay? I'm not saying that.
She's tall,
big.
though.
She's
tall.
larger than Bella Ramsey. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just sat on top of her. She could do nothing. Best technique. No can defend. Okay? There is a reason combat sports have weight classes. I did not get I got second place because the guy's arms were like legs. He was he was a Greek god. Okay? I was completely powerless. I lasted I don't think I lasted 10 minutes. I was so winded. It was also the last competition because it was first, whoever wins gets first, whoever loses gets second. So, I was tired for the day, but even if I was fresh and he was tired, I would have lost that fight, man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you are fighting someone who's equal, cheat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that gave him child number 3. Okay, I see what you're laughing about. Hey. Technically correct. So the scene pisses me off.
Yep.
Physically impossible. There's no possible way she can ever get a takedown on him. And at first it's good. He literally takes her and just throws her to the ground. Starts off, I was like, hey, this is great. And then she gets back up and somehow gets I think she's trying to put him in guard, but like it's not. And then she does this little spinny thing. It's pathetic. But then he's just dragging her around, which is how it should be. He sits on top of her. I don't know why he let her get her legs up. That was bad. That was bad for He literally just he does nothing to pass those legs.
Yeah.
You want to be sitting on her chest. Not that she has one. You don't want to. Okay. She somehow gets, against all odds, gets him in guard. Hated it. But he's doing the right thing. Just choking her out. That's my move. Okay? This is ridiculous. She gets past guard and gets her leg over him. It just...
And then this is the moment, like, he stands up and he's like gasping for breath, like he can't breathe.
Okay. Do you want to know what happens right here? I'll show you.
Down.
This.
Yep. Because she's got the weight.
It's like that meme when the older brother just holds his hand out and the little brother is just swinging and can't reach him and just hold him by his head. It's like, come on, you're.
That's exactly what it is.
I've literally done this. Okay, I have let people. I've pulled myself out of arm bars. Okay, I've let people start with me in a submission position. And I've gotten out of them by showing them, hey, if you have bad technique, you even if you get me in a submission position, it's not going to help. And also, if I'm bigger than you, you're out of luck, okay? She's got him in... This is game over if they are equal size. He is done. Unless her technique is garbage... He's in an arm bar. She hasn't extended it yet. She hasn't applied the pressure point, okay? That's game over for 99% of fights, okay? And I've literally done this. I've said, I did this with my wife. I showed her how to do an armbar, and I said, okay, now try and do it on me. This is literally one of the easiest submissions you can do, and the most painful to experience. Not the most, one of the most, okay? Now try and actually do it to me when I'm struggling, and I can just pull out of it. There you go. Okay, I've pulled out of arm bars. I've pulled out of omoplatas and kimuras, like we're gonna see later. Even if the difference is much less than if it's like a 50-pound difference, it's really hard to submit someone who's got more muscle strength than you. Okay, especially if your technique is bad. And oh boy, is Bella Ramsey's technique bad.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just mute this because you're not hearing it. She gets him in a fake choke that's not real, pulls him to the ground, yada, 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 and then flips him over.
Yeah, and right here, he's like choking like he can't breathe, but there's no pressure on his jugular at all.
Nothing.
I mean, like, it's because she's bad at it, but you could choke someone from this position, right? So she rolls from here into kind of an omoplata, but it's not really. It's like halfway between an omoplata and a kimura because she doesn't know what she's doing, and they're trying. Whatever. Okay, it's bad form. I could literally do that. I could get her with Bella Ramsey or anyone her size. I could put myself in this position already in submission position, and you would not be able to tap me out. David would, Charles would, not Bella Ramsey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You still need strength to perform a submission like this. And he's tapping out, and she doesn't listen. And you're never invited back to the gym.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You don't listen to someone tapping, you're out. You're banned from competition.
Yeah. That is ridiculous.
The fact that he's tapping is stupid. The fact that she ignores it doesn't make her endearing.
Yeah.
It makes her.
Makes her.
And
I was gonna say the second game already does this, where they kind of make Ellie unlikable, but then the show suffers from her from the get-go being unlikable,
she was
and then they make her even worse. So
right.
Yeah. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Man. It's just so.
All he's got to do here is start punching her in the face. He could punch her in the face with this hand. It would not be hard. She does not have the strength to perform this submission.
Yep.
It is impossible.
He's in a position with his hand like this. All he needs to do is grab and squeeze her arm.
Yeah.
Like it's not even. Yeah. Anyway.
And then she like grabs his thumb.
Yeah.
She's trying to do like
his thumb back for some reason.
thing. You're like,
but yeah, he's intentionally like holding his hand in a way to let her. Yeah, I don't know.
I absolutely hated this.
It was horrible.
And she's just the most unlikable character.
She's so cocky. She's ironic.
Yeah. But I think you're absolutely right with this whole season. They're going to.
Did Charles just make a dick joke? What was that?
He's just so proud of herself all the time. Cocky. I didn't mean for the pun. I just figured, hey.
Here's the thing. I'm going to get called misogynist and racist, whatever. I don't hate the actress, okay? I feel bad for her. Like, she was cast on purpose for woke reasons.
Yeah.
In a role she does not deserve.
Yeah.
And does not fulfill. Okay? I feel horrible for her. And it's not her fault. Well, maybe her press tour is just as insufferable as some other people that I will put the blame on, right? But it's not her fault. It's the studio. It's the director. It's whoever made this decision. It's a horrible choice. Abby, she could be playing Ellie too. Like,
Oh, absolutely. No, I
literally take any other person in the show, and I would take that over her. I am a racist.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, great. I'm
Misogynist.
married, bro,
Racist.
with more than one kid, and only one of them was at force of submission. Okay, so like she keeps coming back. It's not. I love women. We should be able to say this. Like, I want to protect women from stuff like this. You know, I don't.
Mhm.
It comes from a place of love. Buy a gun. Okay. I thought this was hilarious though. The Last of Us showrunner says that Abby was revealed earlier in the story so that it wouldn't confuse audiences.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I hate the Wheel of Time. I hate this show. They know their audience.
Yeah.
How many times in the finale of the Wheel of Time, David, did they show you the picture? Oh, by the way, we're here to get this thing in case you idiots forgot.
Yeah. Many, many times.
It's like showing up at the raid and saying, okay, what was the plan? Just so the audience knows. Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think you're absolutely right. We brought up last week that we think that this season of Last of Us is not going to follow the part 2. It's just going to be a lead up to where we begin part 2.
Yeah.
It's going to show Abby's backstory, and it's going to get us to hate
They
Joel.
also did skip forward a few years, and so
They skipped forward several years, and I think the ending of the first episode was with the people coming up. They were arriving here, so maybe what they might do is kill Joel off in the middle of the season, or if in the 3 episodes, episode 3 or something. I don't know.
I think it's going to be the last episode, but I'm not familiar.
I think that would be a good choice.
Pretty much.
Have the whole second season leading up to his death, and he dies on the season finale, and then the third season.
They're doing this really weird thing with Joel, though. That they're trying. I think what they're trying to make him a character that we hate as well. But the problem is we hate everyone else more. Like they're literally trying to turn him into Trump with his MAGA stuff. Like don't let these refugees in. They're like, oh, remember you were a refugee too, or her.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
and then they introduce the therapist. He's going to therapist because he's so broken, and he killed the therapist.
That wasn't even in the second game. They added that.
Yeah, but we've never heard of this character before, or the character's husband. And she's like, oh yeah, you killed my husband, and he doesn't address it at all. It is so weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
You guys have seen this, right? The fit chicks versus average Joes.
Yes.
They went into it so cocky. Oh yeah, I think we can be, and like it's over in seconds, you know? It's ridiculous. And then the guys, like the girls are like, I do all this training, I do all this, and the guy's like, I mostly just go to the bar on, you know, like I don't work out. Like,
yeah.
I
will admit though. I will admit.
Are kind of fit.
I think Jacob for sending that, but yeah, I've seen it.
I think I will defend games in games. I'm gonna defend strong and girl bosses in games, because I feel like in games it has a place. I feel like Abby, with her super strong fatigue and her, you know, she massive arms. Everybody thought she was strong, whatever. I think that's cool in a game. And you know what? Every game where you play as a girl, you're this girl boss who just kills everybody. And I think
Laura Croft is awesome.
As a game, Laura Croft. I've been playing that game recently, and she is the massive girl boss. But in the adaptation,
and
you know, they drastically reduced that. Yeah, but so in games it's because of guns. But you know, even then.
Yeah.
Anyways, so. In games, I think it has a place, but in movies, it just feels weird.
We're sending him a microphone, okay?
Is my audience that bad? I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Therapist, it's one of those things where you're like, like I said earlier about homosexuality, like it's kind of a luxury.
It's a luxury.
At this point.
It is.
Let's get to Wheel of
Maybe
Time
learn how
though,
to
because I
build.
gotta go soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, one last thing about Last of Us.
Yeah.
Do you guys notice? Like, this is in general, but every single lesbian I've ever seen on the screen always does drugs. Is that just me?
I don't know.
It's probably a trope or something. I don't know.
Is this saying something about them and their choices and their, the value? I don't know. I just
They have the.
show me where am I wrong?
They do have the highest percentage of domestic abuse in relationships.
Yeah.
So who knows?
I believe it.
Max.
Yeah, Wheel of Time.
Do we want to talk about Doctor Who at all?
No.
You could talk
We'll
about.
we'll talk
Doctor
about it
Who
next week.
later. Or,
All right, next week.
Yeah, I got to get going. So.
Wheel of Time.
All right, then I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Take care.
See
It was
you.
Might
fun.
have to save your other.
Here, this will make you laugh, Charles, before you leave.
Okay. Yeah. Hogwarts house. Oh. Yeah, I always thought that was ridiculous.
Very good. Okay, quick news. They're making a Weezer movie. Heck yeah. Keanu Reeves is in it,
Okay.
and it's gonna be like the Weird Al movie.
Oh,
hilarious!
yes.
If you haven't seen the new
Yeah.
Weird Al, movie, it is amazing.
It
Watch it.
is
Fantastic
it is
movie.
Hilarious.
Fantastic.
And then we got the female Silver Surfer. That's
Yep.
comic accurate. Okay, you idiots don't know there's a female Silver Surfer in the comics. David, do you know how many comics she appeared in?
Not a whole lot, but she also always appeared next to the original Silver Surfer that was a man. There's some
So
pretty
this
cool,
is replacing the
apparently,
original?
Yeah.
4, David.
Wow.
4 comics. That's it. And then of course Mark Clark sent me this. So
Sydney Sweet.
Sweet.
Okay. Approved.
Let's do it.
Okay, but Charles, Doctor Who season 15 is already beating the previous season in one very important way. David sent this to me. So what is it?
That was
send
me
that.
that
You
sent
have
it.
no idea.
I forgot
didn't
what
send
it
this.
said. I sent you that.
Oh, Charles sent it to me.
I was reading through it at work. I pretty much forgot. It was a big old nothing pie. It just says that the first episode of season 2 was far more interesting, whereas the first episode of season 1 was weird. They acknowledge it was bizarre, and I feel like they were both equally stupid.
Oh,
They're
the
both pretty
previous
bizarre.
season. Okay, the already garbage season.
Yes.
That was one of the worst premieres I've ever seen. So I don't agree. But it's a low bar though, so it's not hard to improve.
the low bar.
You
So,
could
is that the
argue
worst?
either way for sure.
Is that the worst take? I don't care.
Screen rants. Bad takes.
All right, Charles, get out of here. And we'll talk about the Wheel of Time.
Got to use
Yeah,
it
I'm
when
leaving.
you can.
See you guys next week.
Bye, Charles.
Hey,
Do we have any
Gadfly-
homework?
Gadfly knew the answer. It was 4 comics. There you go.
Nice. All right. See you guys next week.
Yeah, see ya. This
Uh,
is hilarious. They did this scene. It would be really fun because she's always playing games with him. It would be really fun if we showed that he was playing games with her, except that it's not set up at all, so it's just confusing.
Yeah.
And then, why did they piss her off? It's like, if you're going to make a move against her, why warn her?
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Rand could have killed her in the dream.
Yeah. Probably could
Their
have.
actual plan was to lure her out, give her a warning first, hey, we're going to fight you, and then lure her out with Moraine just randomly channeling nothing in the desert, and then getting almost killed so that she could fight back. That was their plan. Retards. I hate this show.
Yeah, it made no sense. Like immediately after it happened, they were gearing up for a fight, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess she's not gonna come get us." Like, you could have like sabotaged her in the dream, right?
Yeah.
Egwene could have brought everybody into the dream, and then she's like, yeah, it made no sense.
But they tell her that they're working together by having Egwene show up in the dream, you know?
Yeah, right.
And push her away.
Yeah, it makes no
Nonsense.
sense. I don't understand what they were going for there.
The writers don't either. They didn't know what they were going for. They thought, oh, it'd be a fun moment if he's playing a game with her. They didn't think about, okay, but how does that work with the plot?
Right.
Because they're idiots.
That's the same thing with Samayo. Like, oh, let's do this thing that kind of happened in the book with a different character. Oh, never mind. It doesn't. It's all for nothing.
I called this the second that it happened. I knew that this was going to be the defense. That Leandrin kills everyone in the scene except for Nynaeve.
Mm-hmm.
She wraps the chain around her that looks worse than the original Mortal Kombat movie chains.
Dude, that chain looks so bad. Same thing with
Scorpio. Get over here.
Yeah, it looks so fake.
I'm pretty sure A Christmas Carol did it better. Okay? With CGI chains.
Yeah.
Like 40 years ago. But the second they said it, I said on screen that they were going to be defending this scene and not making fun of it because she still likes Nynaeve. I was like, I said it like, remember the scene where she was angry when she went to the arches? They're saying she wants to give Nynaeve a fighting chance and not. They're justifying bad writing with canon that does not exist. It's their headcanon. They're making headcanon for a headcanon show.
Yep.
So it's so many levels of removed. It's ridiculous.
She wants to be a Forsaken.
Will we see Moraine doing drugs?
She's conflicted. She just misunderstood.
Haven't we already?
Yeah.
Hasn't she been doing drugs? Like, I don't know. Yeah. 4 comics. Okay. Yeah. Way better plan in the Dreamland Fear. I realized I do love you. Come to me. Come with me once you get here. And I'll be waiting for you in the ambush tent. There's a giant red X we painted on the floor. Please stand right there. Scrooged is the goat.
Heck yeah. Scrooge is fantastic.
This episode was so trash. David, though, did you see?
Mm-hmm.
They put an Ashendari in it.
Oh, no way.
He's not hanging from the doorframe. He's hanging from an Ashendari. Is it mentioned in season 4? Probably not. Where's the dagger? We didn't see it this season. Who knows?
Yep. So yeah, it surprised me at all that they did this.
I hate it. This is funny. The I Yield crowds in the final episode were made with AI, and this is what people were posting 3 weeks ago when House of David had one scene, like in the opening credits, where they're talking about mythology that's kind of not even connected to the rest of the show. Right? It's just like a vision sequence. They used a little bit of AI, and it wasn't even just like, hey, make this scene for me. They filmed the scene with actors and actresses and props, and then had AI help with some of the special effects.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they did in House of David, and they were screaming about it. Wow! Don't watch this AI slop. Don't watch this slop. Watch the Wheel of Time instead. I responded to both of these people. If there's more on Twitter, let me know and I'll do it. But no one has answered the question yet. So we shall see.
Is that definitive that they used AI for that?
Yeah.
I know it was blatant
Yep.
CGI.
It was bad. It was AI.
Yeah. But yeah, the CGI on the bracelet,
but it's another turning of the wheel. No, it's not. This show canonically cannot be another turning of the wheel from the wheel that exists in the books. Do you know why? because Moraine says to Swan Sanche that we are eternal lovers, akin to Brigitta and Geidel Kane, and I will find you in every single life, in every single reincarnation, which doesn't happen in the books, so they can't be the same wheel.
Ding, ding, ding.
Anyway,
yeah.
We knew what we wanted to do. No, we knew what we wanted to do was make you nervous that Moraine was going to die, because it would be book accurate.
Yeah.
So that you were not seeing the death of Suan coming. And that is hopefully how the dramatic tension is playing out on the finale, that the audience was so worried about Moraine, they would forget about Swan Sanche. So the Tower Coup has this gut punch, except that was our first prediction.
Yep.
We all thought that they were going to kill Swan Sanche.
Yep. Elida Sedai is Rafe Judkins' favorite character, and we know that they're not doing the romances as they happen in the book. So what's the purpose of Swan Sanche staying alive? None.
Yeah.
They don't need her.
Yeah, Justin, we're doing Saturday night because it's Easter tomorrow, and our wives would kill us. And we'll have to see how this... It's already performing better, but is that because it's the finale of the Wheel of Time, or is it because of the time slot? We'll have to see. Maybe we do another Saturday stream in the future and see if it does better than Sunday night, which I realize isn't the most convenient. It's also the reason why I chose it, because there would never be anything going on that day, and we could have a consistent live stream.
Yep.
Yeah, that was sarcasm. Okay, got it. No, I got it. I knew you were being sarcastic. But it was a direct quote from what I've seen on Twitter. So I was making fun of them, not you. Sorry if that wasn't clear. We wanted to provide setup without payoff. Yeah. It's a turning of the wheel.
I like it.
If you thought for a second that Swan and Moraine were going to break up and both turn to straight romances,
You got another thing coming.
You got another thing coming.
Yeah, so I'm very surprised that they didn't kill off Moraine. One, because it happens in the books, and two, because the show was propping it up too. It said, I have to die here, right?
Mm-hmm.
As she specifically said, this is where it happens in the show. So it's like, I don't know what they're...
You know, my favorite part,
going
you know,
for.
like in this, you know, the magical showdown resulted to a sword fight.
Yeah.
It ended with a sword fight.
And they were magical swords, though, bro.
No, that was Lan's sword.
They enhanced it with the one power. It was glowing.
Right.
And
It's
they
just
sheathed the
confusing.
sword again.
Yeah. Lanfear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no chance Lanfear, even though they've established that in the show, Lan's sword is power wrought, and it's one of the only things that can kill a Forsaken. And they showed she wasn't able to heal her wound on her side because it's a power sword. She's not. There's no way Lanfear's dead, right? I mean, there's no way they're getting a season 4, but if they do, she's not dead.
No, they've been setting up her breaking her bonds with the Dark One and not being Forsaken anymore, which
that's a good point too. When they gave Swan Sanche's plot to Moraine, yeah, we kind of knew.
Yeah.
She was going places.
Exactly.
And it's predictable. Like the entire focus has been about their relationship. So you want to have a tragic romance and kill one of them off.
Yep.
That's how bad writing works. It's very predictable, and we all predicted it. So,
Yep.
He who comes with the dawn just received a resounding silence. No standing ovation, no claps, just collective confusion. What the actual crap was that? This was Thursday. The day of the premiere. Granted, it's a bad time.
Oh.
It was number 6. It did briefly Friday jump to number 1, and by today it's already gone.
That's sad.
It was at number 2.
Yep.
GTO was above it. Or G20, but
Yeah. Wow.
what a big yikes.
That is sad indeed.
I'm gonna share this video too. There's a little funny video. But I gotta switch the sound. What'd you think? Anything redeemable in this episode?
Anything redeemable? No. Is there plenty more to talk about and complain about? Yeah, heck yeah. I guess the bit about him proclaiming himself and then sending the rain down.
I thought that this one was very relevant.
Hey, I want you to meet John. Hey, John. Wow, you look great for 92. Good for you. 92? I'm nowhere close to 92. I'm 45. Who told you I was 92? Hey, I want you to meet John.
That's literally wheel of time. Okay.
Yep.
He's great. He's got some really good shorts.
Yep. Yeah, man. Okay, so we already talked about the stupid elfin thing. I hated that Min just abandoned Matt.
Yeah.
She saw the vision.
Min
happening.
saved Matt from the door frame.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
I can pull up the episode too if we want to
everything with Tenchiko is just like random people entering a room and then leaving, and then other people coming in and then leaving, and then like it was literally like one of those shows, like people popping in a door.
Yeah, it was the hallway door frame. That's exactly what it was.
That's the whole scene.
Perfection.
And for some reason, Leandrin was there earlier, killed all those people, and then she's gone, and then everybody else comes in and enters the place at separate times for some reason, and then Leandrin comes back into the building looking for the thing that she was already there looking for. It's like, what the crap is going on here? It was convoluted.
No, David, that wasn't bad writing. That was setup and payoff.
Oh,
because the reason why that happened is because Leandrin doesn't know what the IDOM looks like when it's not turned on.
Yes, that was apparent. Because she's an idiot, but why would she leave? She went in there and murderized all those people, and then left, and then showed up later.
Only Nynaeve knew what it looked like. That she knew that the bracelet that it changes shape when you put it on because she'd experienced it. It's good writing.
Yeah,
it doesn't explain why 2 seconds later, why Leandrin knows that she has the thing that she's looking for.
Yep, and they also
because
she'd
already discarded it. She didn't turn it on. Yeah. She doesn't know that she had that.
They also forgot that Leandrin last season turned them over to the Sanshan and saw those what they look like. Yeah, whatever.
But it's just funny. Like she's like, "Oh, I don't know what this is." Throws it away. Nynaeve picks it up. She doesn't see her pick it up. She just walks into Nynaeve later and says, "You have the thing that I'm looking for," because of course you know what it looks like.
Exactly. And then Elaine straight up murders that the chick with balefire.
In your wildest dreams, could you, like, with the amount of things that should have happened in this episode were it to be book accurate, could you imagine that we had time to start with a flashback?
Heck no. Halfway through this episode,
about one of our main characters, right? About one of the main characters, right? To give context or set up for some payoff that's about Elida?
Yeah.
I guess it was setting up the door frame.
I guess. Just setting up the deposition.
My wife told me not to do it. She said, "Please don't."
That would be good though. Yeah, let's see what else. CGI chains looked bad. Oh, I mentioned the CGI on the bracelet looked awful too. Like she puts it on and then it like constricts around her hand, but it's still like it shows it's still like halfway up her hand, covering half of the palm of her hand. Like they didn't even fit it right. It was so weird.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. Min Matt, not a fan. I'm a big fan of Tuan in the books. Okay, I know a lot of people dislike her. I think it's a very interesting plot. So,
Yeah.
Whatever. Blah blah blah. We got the scene we already talked about. Are there any votes? No, there's not votes. I mean, we briefly mentioned this.
Yeah.
I can't get this still.
It was just manufactured tension for no purpose whatsoever.
Okay, so if we're talking about, oh dang it, I had it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is she channeling Sidene?
Or Sidar?
Well, here's the thing. They both create problems. Not even with book lore, with show lore.
Because they're not supposed to see.
Okay, if
well,
she's channeling Sidene,
they haven't established whether or not they can see each other's weaves yet.
Okay,
that's in the show.
Okay, if this man, it is very obviously a man.
Yeah.
If she's channeling Sidene, why hasn't she been executed? If he's channeling Sidar, if we accept the premise that trans people exist, or that you can actually change your gender, and she's turned into a real she and is now channeling Sidar, why not do the same for Rand?
Yeah. Good point.
Why is the fact that Rand is a man a problem?
Yeah. That is a good
Did I
point.
say weave? Like, no, weave in like channeling the weaves of the one power. Okay, no.
All right, we got to speed this up, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree. Doesn't make a lick of sense.
I don't need. It's a man. Okay, but I'm saying it creates problems with the show's own logic. No, it doesn't even matter how progressive you are. It tears the story apart. Even if you gung-ho believe in this stuff, it makes the story make not sense.
Yep.
Make unsense. It ruined whatever. Okay. Blah blah blah. Don't care. So sad. So sad. We talked about this. We talked about this.
Yep.
Hey, I will say, for the first time in the entire show,
she's wearing white.
She's wearing white. You know, like the thing she's known for.
Yep.
Literally never wears any other color other than white. It's part of her character.
She doesn't have the long flowing hair, but you know.
Blah blah blah. Let's warn you that I don't like you anymore. And then stop. Do we need to talk about any of this? Oh, she's a dark friend.
Oh,
surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So they said they tasked her for killing Lan later, and apparently disobeying your dark oaths kills you immediately.
Which is very well. Okay. No. That causes a very big problem for just about everyone's favorite moment from the books. Like, it's my favorite moment. It might not be everyone's favorite. I guarantee you it's on everyone's top 10, which I can't tell you about.
Okay. Yeah.
There is a freaking crazy thing in the books. Literally impossible to do now because of that stupid scene.
Well, it's not the first time that they've made certain aspects of the adaptation impossible because of their
it
choices.
Kills you immediately if you break your oaths, right? Okay, so they just walk around all
Yeah,
these
so
dead people.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. David's got to go. His wife's complaining
Immediately.
and then killing him. We're gonna experiment. Why did you realize they left him behind?
Mm-hmm.
To go to Al-Qardar.
Yep.
Dar. I'm not saying it right. They just left him.
Yep.
The whole point of making him Asmodean was to have him tag along, right? And then they kill him off. They left him because it's because they're writing it backwards. They needed to have him die.
Yes.
So they left him behind so that he could die.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay. Fair point. Shame on me for expecting internal consistency.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to. Got it. Okay. I don't think these. I actually thought these weaves looked kind of cool though. Whatever she's doing, and then the spider web.
They looked cool.
Spider web.
Not subtle at all though.
No,
she leaves them behind. When Asmodean is killed, it's a mystery who did it, right?
Yeah,
they don't even know that's one of the Forsaken except for Rand.
Mm-hmm.
When it happens in the books, but
yeah,
not subtle at all. Yeah, so she betrays. This is when she puts
she gives him
the dragon
tattoos
on it.
He's only supposed to have one. Yeah. That was kind of the big point. Hey, I'm the chief of chiefs. Surprise! Rand shows up with 2. Oh, oops, I got it wrong. And then he does his thing where he says, well, I'm going to tell you what I saw. And then, shocker, that's wrong too. And they don't even, remember when Rand has his moment in the show, they don't even confirm and say, no, guys, he's right. They don't even, they just let everyone leave.
Yeah. No.
They just let everybody leave.
Except
and then after they're gone, he says, okay, yeah, Rand is the Kara Karn. They don't even back him up. They're supposed to back him up and say, no, yeah, it is time. He's going to break us. It is true what he says.
Yes, he does fail to do that until after the Shido leave, but he also
they don't even do it properly.
Very verbally in the beginning, he was like, they can't handle the truth. It's just
so you just said that it was the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you can't handle the truth.
I hate these outfits.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. There's Ring Around the Rosie and. I don't hate the face, but the rest of it. Oh my gosh,
so bad,
it's so ridiculous.
Oh man,
the high heels are the worst though.
Look,
it's so dumb.
I get it would be a deviation. Just put them in hoods, so you don't. So you can't even see their face. It'd be a hard thing to adapt. Just put them in a big cloak with a giant hood, and maybe you get a glimpse of a snout underneath. Then it's not going to look ridiculous. It's cheap, and you could have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, they're supposed
to be 3.
This scene
is terrifying.
And the thing, see, again, I didn't think that they were going to do this because there was absolutely no setup, and
you're wrong. 10 years ago. She went through a door frame and got some jewelry, okay?
Right. Okay, sure. But this scene is supposed to be... This is supposed to be the second time that he goes through
right, so it doesn't make sense.
Right? And it's the whole good reason, in the books.
The whole reason why he asks for a way out,
there's 2 different people that give these... one of them supposed to answer questions, and one of them supposed to give boons. And he goes here thinking they're the same type of people that answer the questions, and that's why he's asking these questions. But they're giving him boons instead. It's so brilliantly done in the book because as a reader, this is different. This is not the same thing, and you can pick up what's happening with him giving him all these boons.
Justin, the author is dead.
Yeah.
Robert Jordan died. That's not his real name. It's a pen name.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I always forget what his real name is. So I could, if I thought about it for a second, I could tell you. Robert Jordan died. But he knew he was going to die, so he tried finishing it up. James Rigney, there you go. He tried finishing it up, and he got it wasn't cancer. It was a super rare blood disease though. He knew it's terminal. Tried to finish up the story. I got one book out, and it just wasn't happening. So he just started outlining everything, and said, someone else is going to have to finish my series. And it was Brandon Sanderson who took his notes and said, this is not fitting into one book. And he wrote 3 more books to finish the story. The final scene in the entire series was written by Robert Jordan. He had that written for years because he knew where it was going.
Yeah.
So how much did they consult Brandon Sanderson?
They
a
consulted
lot,
him
apparently.
on episode 1.
How
on
much did
season
they?
1, and
how much did they listen?
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
Oh no
every
no no
piece
no!
of advice-
Not true. 0.1%. Brandon Sanderson is the only reason that the Horn of Valir was in season 2. Did you not know that, David?
I did not.
There
weren't
was
planning on
no
doing-
there was no horn in season 2 until Brandon Sanderson said, "Really, you're not going to do it?" And that's why it makes no sense. That's why Matt just uses it randomly when he's like not even in danger, and that's why they have no effect on the story and are never brought up again.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
why haven't they consulted a Ouija board? Book accurate to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What's next?
Isn't that a better idea though? Like, just hide them, put them in hoods and cloaks. You know.
Yeah.
If it's gonna look this stupid, then just don't show them.
They don't.
You know?
They don't really show up in the story very much at all after this, right?
So, moving on. Min.
I know that's where
in
in the book Lanfear and
okay,
and Moraine go.
we gotta talk about this hairdo, man.
Yeah.
There's Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then there's this.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's
Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Amidala. Yeah, I don't know. You got me.
It's just so inconspicuous.
Yep.
The eel thing, for sure. You're right. It's literally, a Marx Brothers, skit.
Yep. Marx Brothers, Three Stooges.
Oh, I found
Take a
it.
pick.
I found it. And then there was Balefire, and of course we abandoned Tom Maryland again. And then Moraine Balefires. Okay. I didn't hate the Balefire effect showing time reversal because it erases someone from time. And, and it erases someone from existence, and it will take back maybe an hour of that person's actions. Okay, you can kind of time travel using Balefire, or remove someone's presence from time.
Right.
The problem is she's Balefiring Balefire. So these holes were created with Balefire, and then she from her, and so these parts of the building are removed from time, and then she gets Balefired, and it undoes her Balefire, which, to be fair, is par for the course for the show because you can overcome the collar with another collar in season 2. So,
yep, that's accurate.
I'd complain about it, but for once, the show is actually being internally consistent.
Yeah, I liked the effect on her.
It's fine
with the Balefire, but I didn't like that it looked like electricity coming out of the staff.
I love that Elaine also just teleported behind her.
That's what I'm saying. It's the whole thing in Tanchico is just people popping up random places.
Of course, we get a flippy kick and then Balefire. Let's just watch this. She channels into it. Okay. It's not. I don't even mind that it's purple laser. That's fine.
Purple electricity.
It's not
laser
fire. It's not supposed to be fire. It is kind of a little laser thing. I don't hate the effect.
Yeah.
And then she's removed.
I like the effect on her. That looks good.
It's fine. I don't hate it. And it kind of shows her where she last was, right? Like it takes back.
Yeah.
her actions and then undoes her balefire. That's where it's a little bit problematic.
Gotcha. I didn't catch
Okay.
that patching up the ceiling thing. I was confused to what that was. Got it.
It's like trumping a trump card, you know? It's like, I don't know.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. They are technically impressive, the things they're able to pull off with costumes, and none of them are appropriate for the story. And the thing I noticed watching this episode, the reason why I hate Elaine, there's not a single scene in this show, and it's very explicit in this episode specifically, where she walks like royalty, where her posture presents royalty.
Yeah.
She walks like a street urchin. Her posture is horrible. She's always hunched over. She doesn't act like a queen or even a princess, you know?
Yep.
And she's like
to be
one
fair,
of the few who kind of looks book accurate, you know?
Yes. No, I agree. To be fair, they are supposed to be blending in Tanchico, but that's absolutely not what they're doing in Tanchico. They're removing their veils all over the place.
Barrel fire, then the Dark One could resurrect Balefiled Forsaken. Yeah, no, exactly. It's silly. Just as silly as using an IDOM to beat an IDOM. I hate it. I hate both. I'm just saying, I was making a joke that it's being consistently stupid. You're supposed to climb her hills in Tanchico. I love to go motorboating in the hills of Tanchico. I hate that he's just wearing this dress. So stupid. Oh, look. It's book accurate. It's made out of human skin. See, there was a nose. There was a nose on it.
Yep.
See, that's a mouth right there. And a nose.
That's so dumb.
Except that it doesn't look like skin. Okay. This scene could have been so freaking cool. This show could have been amazing. This could have been the greatest show of all time. And it chose not to. So he gets hunged. Min just takes out a Black Haja by whacking her out of the picture. And then this is all that's left of Matt and Min's story for the season.
Yep.
Wow. And they hold hands at the end. There's a scene where they're holding hands.
But look, there's a wolf head medallion.
There's a wolf head medallion.
Yay.
And instead of filling in the gaps in his memories, they took them away.
They took them away, yeah.
The most interesting thing about this character took it away.
Exactly.
So stupid.
Every turn of the show, they're
morons.
turning these characters into the exact opposite of their book counterparts.
This is a minor nitpick. Oh, come on.
It's supposed to be like a coin, right?
I really hate the water in this scene.
Oh,
it's really bad CGI.
Yep.
Okay. So she just knows she has it. I'm gonna get it from you, baby. I'm gonna get it.
Yep.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. She does a drowning thing.
She remembers her child that she's not supposed to remember.
How far are you in the books, David?
6.
You have not read A Crown of Swords. That's what
I think that's the last one I read. I don't remember. It's been so long. I'm going back to book 1 and rereading.
I'll just let you know. It's inevitable, and she's going to overcome her block eventually in the books.
Yes.
Okay. While the circumstances are similar in the TV show, the reason why she gets over her block is the complete opposite. Okay. She's never able to get over her block in the books because she can't surrender herself to the power. She always has to be in charge. She's very prideful. Okay. So she refuses to give up control. She has to control it. And that's why anger lets her do it. She brute forces her way in.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like getting handed a puzzle box and snapping it open. Yeah, you opened it, but you don't know how it works.
Right.
Okay. In this scene, she overcomes her block by letting go. David, does she let go in this scene, or does she?
It's because
or does she refuse to let go by remembering a child that doesn't exist.
Yep.
And saying, my love for this fake child is what's going to break my block.
Yeah,
That is not letting go.
It's because she remembered her conversation from a previous episode that says you know, like the waters, you have to let it flow and not be grounded. Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. 'Twas dumb. Yeah. Moving on.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, no, we got to go back. As he's hanging there, she pulls out the drawing.
Yeah, I saw.
I forgot.
Remember this? Remember
She's
this?
like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Just like my visions. Okay, the drawing is for the audience because she drew it down to show people, right? She's the one who had the vision. The drawing's not for her.
Yeah.
Oh no. All right. Yeah, but yeah, she has to pull it out. That's funny. I'm not gonna be able to get the whole scene without getting the show demonetized, but
Yep. Okay,
no,
what's next?
No, you can't. You cannot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that child is Nynaeve? And that is her mother that tells her to close her eyes? It's not her fake child from her trial?
I thought that's what they were getting at. Oh, it showed her running through the arch, grabbing the child and running through the arches, just like she did with the trial last season.
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah, that's her fake child. She
That's
picks her up.
Nynaeve. That's not her. That's her child. This is the scene from season 2.
Yeah.
This is her refusing to let go. She didn't open up like a big... Yeah. Wrong. Yeah.
Yep. Dumb. Okay, what's after Tenchiko?
Oh, wait, but we one more thing. The way she's channeling looks retarded.
Yep.
Oh, this is the most powerful. Look, she just turns around like, like why is she doing that? And the thing that's really stupid is she channels her way out. Okay.
And there's stairs coming up.
She does a Moses. Right? Those stairs were there in previous scenes, right?
Why? Why are the stairs there in the first place? They go to the ocean.
Here's what bothers me about this scene. Okay. She channels the water away from her so she can walk up the stairs. But rather than using the one power to like repel water away from her, which is like the natural thing to do, right? Mm-hmm. She channels a shape into the water because as she walks forward, the water doesn't move.
Yeah.
She just carves a hole into the water when like the natural, and
I noticed
it would be more expensive. It would be harder to do, but the natural thing to do would just, hey, let's push all this water away from me. And then as she's walking, it should be receding with her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But her reaction was to, I'm going to channel a hole into the water. And apparently she knew exactly where the stairs were to do that, because then she climbs up the stairs, turns around, and then drops it. Yep. It's I know it's a nitpick, but also, man, it bothers me.
Also, you didn't need to do that at all. You didn't even need to get out of your chains because there were stairs going right there. You could have just walked on the seafloor.
See,
up
like,
the
it's so awesome! What a cool moment. Stupid. No. It was way more dramatic in the books when the last you see of Matt on page is him getting dragged away, and then suddenly in Rand's POV, he's hanging there dead. Yeah, you don't know how long. Yeah. David's marriage. That's what comes after Tenchiko. Okay. I also can't believe she overcame her block and then did not go and chase down Leandrin. It's been seconds. Leandrin doesn't know how to travel.
Yep. And then next you see,
And
I
instead
think there's
of
one random scene on a boat, they show him just on a boat leaving. Like, you didn't go after Leandrin at all?
or right now, no, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna smile. I got over my block. Okay? In the books, the reason she doesn't go after the person who tries to drown her is because she's in the middle of the river and she doesn't even know where it came from. She doesn't know who attacked her.
Yeah.
She's just in a boat and then she's drowning. Okay? Not to spoil too much for David. There was no way to chase after the person who did it. This is Nynaeve. She's going to chase after the person who did this.
Yep.
Also, because she has the collar. Maybe run after her. So,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. This scene, I heard you doing it. This scene is horrendous. Did you catch the dialogue here? He says, why are you a dark friend? Why do you need to do this? I heard you coming, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She says, well, because she's Malkiri, right? Well, the shadow showed up and destroyed all of Malkir. So I joined the shadow so that I could use it to save what was left of Malkir. After it was destroyed, I joined the people who destroyed it so that I could save it. But now they're ordering me to kill you, and you're the last king of Malkir. So now I'm not going to do it. I just realized that was bad. Just now?
Yeah.
She's an idiot.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, David, someone comes to your house, murders your entire family. Do you join them?
Hey, it happened in The Last of Us Part 2.
Hey!
Full circle, baby!
Woo! Okay. She was also 15 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Leandrin got her hair done in between scenes. I forgot about that. Oh no, I'm killed instantly. Well, just ruined that other really cool in the hour of your death plot. Okay, and then this is the worst offense of all time.
Confronts her about working with Lanfear.
You were
and then
right.
said,
She is a literal freaking dark friend.
Yep.
You're the only one who's ever cared about me. It was you. And it even flashes back to when she's holding a knife at his throat.
Yeah.
You cared about me so much. You're not gonna let me be a bad guy. You're not gonna let me care about you. You were right. She just killed a kid, dude.
Yep.
Okay.
Worked with Forsaken.
Oh, -15. Sorry. I got it. Hated it. And it's even more stupid because he had a problem with Lanfear.
Yep.
But not with Moraine
doing the same
asking Lanfear to do it.
Yeah.
Someone needs to intercut Perrin getting axed, Egwene and Nynaeve being stabbed repeatedly. Yeah. Her fault. That was her plan.
Yep.
And this is great. Varen is a complete idiot. Also, doesn't this make the tower seem very small? That they can send 8 people away, and that's enough to
to go after him? Yeah.
to stop a deposition? Siouan Sanche sent away all of her sitters to chase after 8 Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
My plan was to keep you out of the tower. Ha 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 ha. Doesn't that kind of it's ridiculous. They can only use the power against dark friends. They don't need proof. They can just kill people.
Yep.
They can keep her out of her own hall. Blah blah blah. And then so stupid. They
Oh yeah, them stealing her was dumb too. I hated all the
needles.
needles,
Oh, no.
and then they pull out
Oh,
and
no.
drain her of the power. I
Oh
guess.
no, I've been stilled. And then they
It's
whip
supposed to be
her,
a cutting
apparently?
of the weaves
Good
within
night.
you, right?
Good night. God bless.
Yeah. I think we'll wrap it up.
Then they beat her senseless.
Yeah.
She's covered in blood for some reason. Leandrin gets her hair done so that she can talk to Mogadine and say, "Let's be friends." They're gonna make Leandrin a Forsaken. Oh, I forgot. In this scene, she says, "I wish I would have drowned my own son."
Yeah.
Oh, look at the chains! Look at them chains. I want to okay.
High quality CGI, baby.
Blah blah blah. I want to be a Forsaken. I'm gonna be the Forsaken standing next to you. And I would drown 500 babes, and I would drown 500 more just to be the nameless Forsaken that you will take to.
The other thing too here is Leandrin specifically calls out Mogideon, says, "You are the weakest of the Forsaken."
And then they say Salmael was the weakest in the next scene. He was the weakest
so
one.
Weird. And then earlier in the episode too, they were saying,
cool.
Yeah, they were saying that the Mogideon was like the craftiest of them all, and she's gonna take everyone out one by one. But it's like the show can't decide. I hate that stupid thing.
Man, the costume.
Oh gosh,
the costumes in the show.
The headdress is kind of cool. The porcupine quills in the head. That's fine. But what the hell is that on the front? It's so dumb. Anyway, oh yeah. So then Lanfear also accused Robin of playing both sides when they meet Samuel, and it's like that's exactly what you've been doing this whole time. I don't know.
Also, you can see how small this crowd is.
Yep.
And then half of them leave, and then it gets bigger. Watch. So half of them leave, which is stupid. We'll get back to that, but I'm probably not going to be able to find the scene. It's like a split second after they leave. It does like an aerial shot, and it's like 10 times bigger.
Yeah.
Which is what it should have looked like from the get-go. Anything else? It's just stupid. But did you know? Kind of, it's similar. This is the closest, aside from episode 4, the closest they came to adapting one scene from the books. It's not the worst. It is 3 seasons in a row where Rand's finale, 3 season finales of Rand standing completely still and channeling.
Yep. While Moraine takes the the spotlight.
Yep. I hate it.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. It's fine. I don't really want to talk about this. I could get over the weird tattoo, but why is there a gem embedded in his arm? That's so weird. And also the head needs to be on his hand for reasons I can't say later because David's here. Blah blah blah. It was so she gets
so they kill her. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, crowds are so fake.
Yeah, it's they even talked about it, but this is the best scene in the whole show. Oh no, I'm gonna divide you, and then they perfectly divide down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And look, you can see it's a tiny crowd. Okay, and then after we just gonna leave. And it's a mix, so it's like Shido and regular dough, you know.
Yeah, that's mostly Shido.
Got the black ones.
Yeah.
A few. That's accurate. Some of them left with the Shido.
Yep.
None of the Shido stayed though. I don't think so.
I don't
I'm
remember
90% sure about that. The show, to my knowledge, has never established that you can use the one power as a weapon against Dark Friends. Yeah. They haven't said that. Unless it's self-defense, yes. I hate it so much. Leandrin will have more lines than the Dark One. Yeah. Mogi is killing the weakest Forsaken first. She's weaker than Samael, sure. But it's not like she's going to kill herself. Sure. Okay. Read faster. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm starting over again, so.
From the beginning?
Yeah. Starting back with book 1.
Okay.
It's good. I don't remember where I left off.
You read book 6.
I know. I don't remember. I'm getting 5 and 6 meshed in my mind because I read them in the same month.
That's true.
So
you got to Demise Wells, baby.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. So they leave. Watch. I'll see if I can find the shot. I just don't care about this fight. I don't even want to talk about it. It was stupid, dumb. The finale is 2 women fighting, which would be fine if you were doing book 5.
Yeah.
But then, Rand also has a much cooler finale in that book. Much longer, too. And yet, I love that still. Ooh, that's a good one. La, 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 la. Let me see if we can get the shot. I just don't care. I don't care. The show's dumb. I'm done talking about it. Anything else to say, David?
No, that's it.
They kill off Suan.
Okay, one more thing.
Oh, yeah.
This was not a finale.
No, it just ends.
I don't
it just
care
stops.
if it's a book or show. It just kind of ends in the middle of all this tension. I thought they were going to do the showdown with
what showdown? They killed Samodian. They killed Samodine.
Yeah, I just closed.
And
my
Lanfear
the other
fought Moraine instead of Rand.
Yeah. The other dude, what's his name? Couladin. Thought they were gonna do the showdown with Couladin and the Shido.
That's 5.
Yeah, I know, but they're doing other things kind of from book 5 too. So.
Okay, so after half of them leave, and he starts making it rain.
Yeah,
you get one shot, and you're like, "Oh, it should have looked like that the whole time."
Yeah,
and it didn't.
Yep.
Oh, she's dead. I called it before the season even started. What my favorite prediction was: Moraine will feel Suan die through the Force. I called it, baby. Baby.
Of course.
Dave, you better read real fast if you're starting over. My favorite part is that the final is you get them just leaving. No.
Mm-hmm. Just giving up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and you get a shot. Perrin doesn't rescue Fael. Fael rescues Perrin. Sorry. You haven't even gotten to that part in the books, but it's not really a big spoiler. So she gets captured at some point. Perrin has to go save her. Oh, subverted. The last line.
That's in book 3 or.
Oh, no, that's a different capture.
Different one?
That's a different capture. Yeah. Okay. There's a certain capture in the books that is most people's least favorite plot because it takes 5 books to finish the plot line.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad plot line. It takes way too long to finish. Gotcha. The final line in the episode, and likely the whole show, because it's definitely canceled, is
let go.
Egwene telling Rand what to do.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. David switched series. He's reading the Twilight Saga now. Yeah, a real fan would just rewatch the show to catch up, David.
Yep. Silly me.
I'm loving Crown of Swords though. I'm almost done with it, and then I got to start Path of Daggers so I can participate in the Nerdporial streams. So, yeah, cool.
Nice.
Hated it. David's got to go.
Yep.
I didn't want to watch Doctor Who, and
Twice as long as it's
dude,
supposed to.
I don't even know if I don't want to keep watching The Last of Us.
Yeah,
I
me
don't
neither.
want to do it. We probably don't need to. Let me see. Let me pull up the schedule. But yeah, the Underground want me to come talk on their show about The Last of Us, so I probably will, so I can do that.
It's probably one that my wife will suffer through with me.
Like, we've got Andor next week. We could
Stop watching Wheel of Time. She won't watch Wheel of Time with me anymore.
It's bad.
But
we got Andor and then Murderbot when Andor ends. Please be good. Please be good. The trailer looks great. I'm excited for Murderbot.
We shall see.
I read book 1. It's really good. I think season 1 is just going to be book 1. I probably don't need to read more. I'll probably read book 2 before it comes out as well. Except that my wife's been screaming at me to read the rest of the Silo series. Because I told her to read the first book, and then she read 2 and 3. I was like,
gotcha.
I was gonna read it like next year when season 3 comes out, But she's like, I want to talk to you about it. Come on. So I'll probably have to speed read those after I finish Crown of Swords.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. But I do want to read Murderbot too. But I think I'll be okay. From what I've seen, looks like, well, maybe it's 9 episodes long. Maybe it's just the first few episodes that's book 1, because book 1's really short.
Yeah.
I probably need to read book 2. It looks really faithful. It looks really good. I don't have to read those books. I can just sit on it. There you go. Silo mind. Apparently, that's, what is, today is the 20. Okay, yeah. Andor's next week. And they're doing 3 episode chunks. What a horrible choice. We could have been talking about Andor for 3 months. And instead, we're going to talk about it for 1 month. Thunderbolts comes out. I don't care. Until Dawn comes out. I don't care. Lilo and Stitch comes out next month. Don't care. But Mission Impossible comes out next month, and I'm excited for that. Also,
Wow.
in June, I'll watch Ballerina too. I just got around. I finally watched John Wick 4, and it was pretty good.
Those are on my watch list. I haven't.
John Wick 1 is fantastic. It's the best one. It's the most grounded. Really good story.
Yeah.
2, 3, and 4. I think 2 is probably the second best, and then 4, and then 3. After John Wick 1, they do a bunch of world building, and it's pretty silly. But it's fun. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you think about it for 1 second, you're like, this is impossible. Like, how could this world exist? It doesn't make sense. There are more assassins than regular people. Like, it doesn't make sense. But he needs people to kill. So,
yeah.
John Wick 1 is fantastic. 2, 3, and 4 are fun. Not bad movies. I didn't like 3 though. Like some of the action in that was really stale. I liked that they tried to include like dog stuff, like using dogs in fights, except that it was the same move over and over again. It was just, hey, use my dog to bite him, and then I shoot him while he's distracted. And it was like the same move over and over and over again. But 4 was really fun. I don't know if I'd have to rewatch 2 to know if 4 is better than 2. I did not like 3 though, for that reason. It wasn't terrible. It's a high bar. That's different. I didn't like it as much. Still probably a pretty good movie. I don't know if 2 or 4 is better. My gut set tells me that 4 is better, but it was fun. And I like Ana de Armas, so I'm definitely going to watch Ballerina. But I've also heard that the Ryan Coogler movie, the Vampire Sinners, which is in theaters right now, I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I might watch it. Who knows? I have a $50 gift card to see movies. What did I tell you guys I was going to pay for?
I have no clue.
Did I say I was going to take you? We were all going to go see Mission Impossible? Probably.
I don't.
Oh no! I was going to pay for Superman in July.
Oh,
So I can't spend all my
might have
money on
been-
movies. I gotta
might
pay
have
for
been one or
Superman
two.
in July.
yeah.
We got to see Superman.
All right.
I don't think it's going to be good, but we'll see.
See you next week.
Go spend time with your wife. Go get another kid. You watch the third one with your sister. Yeah, the John Wick movies. They're fun. They're fun. They get very silly. Very silly. Still fun to watch. The final fight scene in John Wick 4, like the going up the stairs, phenomenal. It was ridiculous, stupid, but the whole time you're just smiling. You're like, this is so dumb, and I like it. It's really good. So,
Yep.
she had to explain all the. Yeah, it's no Citizen Kane, but they're fun. So, yeah, and now he's gonna be making a Weezer movie, and I'm all for it, baby. I hope he kills people in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll see you guys next week with Andor, The Last of Us, if any of us are still watching. And is that it? Oh, I'll have to watch 2 episodes of Daredevil. I was supposed to talk about that finale today, so whatever.
Yeah.
You guys wanted a super chat and ruin my week. So, back to Sunday next week, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Although we had a lot of viewers today, so we might test out another Saturday stream.
It's fine with me.
Okay. See you guys next week on Sunday, and it's been a blast. Bye.
Bye.
And now it is time to say goodbye.
We had a great conversation.
It's been fun. But all good things must come to an end, and the goodest ending I can think of is...
Right now, this moment, this night.
So I guess we just say goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day. But come back next week for more outrageous bloopers.
This is the end.
Well, there's only one thing left to do.
I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's true, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and you can join us along for the ride. And if you pay me, I'll try to be more entertaining. So please consider joining Patreon and getting your name in the credits with pride.
I'd buy that for $1.